Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the co-hosts here, and today we are going to go through the technicals. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, we're going to take a look at Ethereum, and we're also going to go over the DXY and the traditional markets a little bit as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please make sure you smash a like on this video. I do really appreciate it. It does really help the channel out, and I can continue to bring you this technical analysis as well. If you just make sure you smash that like button. Thank you very much. So getting straight on into the charts then, starting off actually with Bitcoin, we can see that we are getting a little push towards the upside over the course of this new Monday, and we did actually find some nice support at the POC, which is the point of control. So taking a look at this 4-hour chart here, we can see we held over the course of the weekend, we held that POC really nicely, and we are bouncing off it as of right now. And looking at this, the next target that I'm really looking at is that value area high. Now, we were looking on Saturday at the price getting a rejection from this value area high, and I was talking about potentially the price coming down to the value area low at around $18,850. But of course, that POC, as I said on Saturday, is going to act as support as well. So there is a possibility that we could hold that as support, and that's what happened. We didn't really get a good enough break for us to come down to this value area low. So right now we are seeing a nice bounce off that POC, and it looks as though the price wants to push back up to that value area high. Now, that value area high is coming in confluence with some resistance. We have this white downtrending resistance level here that if we zoom out, we can see that it has acted as some nice resistance, and this started on the 15th of August. It is also coming into some more confluence with a horizontal level, this white horizontal level here, and the golden pocket at this for this range here. So this sort of bigger range that we have, this golden pocket is coming in there as well. So there is a lot of resistance above us. If we wanted to flip bullish, then we would need to break all of these resistance levels for me to even start talking about flipping bullish. So my expectations are we could potentially come back up to this value area high again. We could test this value area high, and there is a lot of resistance, but it's not it's not as confluenced as it was before. You know, when I was looking at the price coming up here to the value area high, I was telling you that I was potentially going to short this because there was a lot of confluence around these levels. But now the confluence is sort of moved away from each other, as we can see that this downtrending resistance is now sort of further away from that cluster of resistance here with the golden pocket and the horizontal level as well. So for me, it's looking like less of a shorting opportunity than it did when we were looking at it back here. But initially, I do think there will still be a good opportunity to short at these levels, because I still think that we are very, very bearish. Now, I know we are seeing the price come up, but we are just seeing the price range between sort of $18,400 and $20,450, and I'm going to continue to trade this range until we break the range. Trade the range until the range is broken. That is what I like to do. So I'm going to continue to trade this range. I am going to enter a short position if we do come up to this golden pocket right here. I am going to put my short limit orders in there. So, you know, between $20,185 and $20,500 is still going to be my shorting range. But if we break above that, of course, I will close that short position, as we will be breaking above major resistance levels. And if we do that, we could see another push to the next resistance level. And the next resistance level that would be coming in would be this next golden pocket here at around $22,500, which is also the previous high from this swing high here as well. So that's what I'm looking at on the shorter term, expecting that price to come up to this resistance, where I would enter a short position and then expect the price to pull back. However, if it did break above the resistance level, I would exit that short position and just sit on the sidelines again and wait to see where the price is going to go. But I still think this is a really, really good opportunity to enter a short position. If you've been following the channel, you know that we entered a short position here. We made some really nice profits, taking profit at the value area low. We also shorted this here, taking profit down there as well. That was a really nice short. And we also made a short from here as well. So recently, I've only just been shorting. And so far, it has played out for me. So I'm going to continue to short until it doesn't play out for me, as in it breaks above the resistance. So that is my plan right now. But if we look at the bigger time frames, it's looking kind of bullish because we look as though we could get the break towards the upside of this downtrending resistance level here. That is a very possible thing that we could see happen today. So we have this resistance which started at on the 31st of May, and you can see we've pretty much tested it to the exact dollar each time. And as we can see right here, we are getting that break towards the upside. Now, for me, it's not for me, if we were to get a break towards the upside today, it wouldn't be a solid breakout unless we were to see a lot of volume. If we were to see a big spike in volume, then I would be happy to say that we could see the price actually increase, coming up to these levels here. So potentially the next level could be around $20,350. If we were to break that, then maybe the next level that we're looking at the price coming to is $22,400, $500 ish, around those levels. But for me, if we do not get a big spike in volume on this breakout, I do not anticipate the price is going to hit the actual intended target, which would be at the very top of this descending triangle, around 32,000. We need the volume on the breakout. If we don't get the volume on the breakout, then I anticipate it's going to be a fake out. And this is lining up with what I'm saying on the 4-hour chart as well, where I would like to short this area here. So short this area between $20,185 and $20,500 approximately. Because if we were to break out here, I think we could have a little push towards that vicinity up here. I do think we could make a push to that golden pocket. And just to let you know, this golden pocket is coming in from this daily range. So from the swing low to the swing high of this range that we have on the daily chart. So it's a very, very important resistance level on this daily chart as well. But if we were to get the breakout, I do think, yes, we could have a little push towards the upside. But I think that we would get rejected at this golden pocket here. As I said, there's a lot of confluence coming in on the 4-hour chart, telling us that it's a very, very good shorting opportunity. So that's why I would enter this short position if we were to get the breakout with no volume. Breakout with no volume means that we're most likely going to see the price actually fake out. So I would expect, yes, the price will have a little push towards the upside, but initially get rejected at this major resistance level here, which we have shorted before as well. And I would expect the price to get rejected from there, potentially coming back down to this major support level, where we could then talk about whether that support level was going to be broken or not, or if we were going to continue to, hold that as support. But if I were to enter that short position at this golden pocket here, at this vicinity, then the area I would be looking to take profit at would be the value area low. If we broke the value area low, then the daily level. But I would always keep a little bit left in the trade, maybe 25%, maybe even 50%, leaving that in the trade, just to see whether we can see the price come down a little bit more, because as we know that the sentiment is still very, very bearish at the moment, with the Fed still increase. The Fed still wanting to increase the do a 75 basis point rate hike. So that's why I still think that we could see the market push towards the downside and have another leg towards the downside, because it looks as though the Fed still do not have inflation under control. So the fundamentals for me is still looking bearish, but it's still looking bearish if we get a break towards the upside of this resistance level here. Because if we get a break towards the upside with low volume, which as you can see right here, the volume still isn't coming in. The volume is still very, very low. And it's actually the lowest it's been since we've actually been in this descending triangle. As we can see right here, pretty much the low. The other candle that was just as low was this one here on the 7th of August. So as we can see, very, very low volume. So for me, it's looking more of a fake out than a breakout. So we get the breakout, potentially continue towards the upside. But when we get to that resistance, I would expect that to be a really nice shorting opportunity if we do not get that volume in. Looking at the DXY as well, moving on to that quickly, we can see the DXY is pulling back slightly. But for me, I'm still very bullish on the DXY until we break the previous low. So what I'll be looking for is a break of this. If we get a break of that towards the downside and we start forming that downtrend, then we can start looking at the traditional market and the crypto market becoming bullish and the DXY becoming bearish. But for me, unless this low right here is broken, I'm still very, very bullish on the DXY. And I do still think that the DXY can push towards the upside to make another higher than this high right here. So that's what I'm looking at for the DXY. We need to break this low for me to flip bullish on the traditional markets and the crypto market and flip bearish on this DXY. Because if we do break that, as I said, we could start forming that downtrend, which would be very, very bullish for the traditional markets and the crypto market as well. So right now, until that's broken, I am still very bullish on the DXY, and I do think the DXY could push towards the upside and create another higher high, especially if the Fed do a 75 basis point rate hike on, when is it? It's November the 2nd. So yeah, if they do a 75 basis point rate hike, then the likelihood of it is the DXY is going to continue to push towards the upside, and then traditional market and the crypto market is going to pull back as well. Talking about the traditional market, S&P 500 is holding the support really, really nicely, this blue support level here. So we have this major support level between these two yellow lines here. That was actually broken, and we didn't really respect it right here. We got we got to break back above it, and then we broke back below it. But we have respected it here, but we're actually respecting this blue level right here really well as well. So I would call this sort of a bigger support zone, because if we come back to where is it? This vicinity here, we can see that we've used this blue horizontal level here as resistance. We've used it as resistance here. The break above it, we used it as a bit of support there, and then the continuation towards the upside. So looking at this here, I'm looking at it now as more of a support zone rather than having just a horizontal line as the support. But yeah, we are holding the support quite nicely right now. And until that DXY continues to push towards the upside, we won't most likely see the S&P 500 break until we see the DXY push again towards the upside. Now, again, if we see that DXY break this low here and start that downtrend, then we could look at this being the bottom for the S&P 500 and that pushing towards the upside. But right now, it's still very uncertain. We still have, I think, 2 weeks until around 2 weeks until the FOMC meeting. That's going to be a very, very important day, because that is going to signal whether the Fed has got inflation under control or not. And whether they're going to do the 75 basis point rate hike or the 50. So that's going to be a very, very important day. So I think if we do not get a major move, then I think we could see consolidation up to that period, still within this range that we have on this daily chart right here, still consolidate towards it, consolidate sideways, because everyone is going to be sitting on the sidelines. Everyone wants certainty on where the market is going and what's happening with inflation. So I think we could see consolidation until that period, until that FOMC meeting, and that's what we've been seeing recently. We haven't seen big moves at all unless we've had a major data release. So that's what I am expecting. But yeah, as I said, I don't expect a massive rally towards the upside if we do get a break towards the upside of this resistance, unless we get a big spike in volume. As you can see right now, there is no volume coming in. So I would expect this to be a fake out, maybe push to this resistance where we would enter the short position, and then I would expect the price to come down, maybe to this support level here. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Just to add on one thing as well, Bollinger Bands. Now, I tend to look at these every now and again. I only tend to look at these when the Bollinger Bands compressed together. So when the the top and the bottom Bollinger Band get very close together, which is happening right now, because this normally signals that a big move is likely. Now, a lot of people like to trade these Bollinger Bands. They like to short the top and long the bottom. For me, I don't think it's a very good strategy. So what I look for with the Bollinger Bands, and all I use the Bollinger Bands for, is to see whether they are squeezing, because when they are squeezing together, we do tend to see the price have a big reaction. Perfect example is right here. We can see that the Bollinger Bands squeezed together. There was consolidation within the two Bollinger Bands, and then we got the massive move towards the downside, and that's when the Bollinger Bands actually sort of moved apart, moved away from each other. That's when we got that big move. So that's what I'm expecting. As we can see right now, the Bollinger Bands are getting very squeezed together. They're getting very compressed. So this is another indication for me that there is a big move coming. Where that big move is going to go, towards the upside or towards the downside, is actually going to be decided, I think, potentially today, if we do get the break towards the upside. If we get the break towards the upside with low volume, I think that big move could be towards the downside. But if we get the break towards the upside with big volume, then maybe, possibly, we could get a big move towards the upside. Maybe even coming back to $22,500 and maybe even higher if we can break that. But until we get the confirmation of the break towards the upside with high volume, we need high volume, then I don't think we're going to be bullish if we do not get that high volume. So if we get the breakout, I think with no volume, I think it's going to be a fake out, and we will see the price come down. So that is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin right now. Just looking at some of the comments. Nice to see crypto invest back here. Smash that like button. Yeah, please make sure what button and where. It's below. It's the thumbs up button. If you could smash that, I would appreciate it very much. It does really help the channel out, and I can continue to bring this TA for you as well. Let's go. Let's go. Do you think puts could get squeezed on October the 21st? Okay. I'm not too sure on that one. I will have to look into that, and I will have to come back to you on that one, and I'll see if Ben is going to go live later on today, see if he can mention that. If not, I will mention it tomorrow. What's this? Stop upselling Bitcoin. It's clearly a bear market. Yeah, I mean, yes, we're still very clearly in a bear market. And I do I do think the price is going to continue to push towards the upside. I'm still very bearish. I'm saying that if we do get this break towards the upside, I still think that break towards the upside is going to be bearish. I'm not upselling Bitcoin at all. I think we are. I know that we are in a very clear bear market, and I'm not upselling it at all. I do think if we get the break towards the upside, it's still very bearish, because as we can see, we are getting no volume. No volume is coming in. If we get the break towards the upside with no volume, the likelihood of it is it's going to turn into a fake out. We are going to hit resistance, and then we're going to see the price pull back from there. That I'm still very bearish on it, and I'm still very bullish on the DXY, which is bearish for the traditional and crypto market. I still think that the DXY is going to form another higher high, meaning that Bitcoin is going to break those local lows that it has been forming. So, $17,500, that can be broken as well. If the DXY makes that next higher high. So I'm still very bearish on Bitcoin. I'm not flipping bullish until the DXY breaks this uptrend that it's in. It's been in an uptrend since the start of this year, even earlier. If we go back, we can see the DXY has been in a very big uptrend. Okay, even during 2021. So towards the end of 2021, we did see that uptrend actually start, and it's followed all the way through to 2022. And I don't see it. I don't see it breaking anytime soon. I do still think we are going to make that higher high. So I'm still very bearish. Of course, in the future, I am still very bullish. for 2, 3 to 4 to 5 years time, I'm still very, very bullish on crypto. But right now, I'm still very bearish, and I do still think we could see the price come lower. But also a big, big move is coming as well. Whether that's to the upside or to the downside, I'm still unsure. But for me, I do think it's towards the downside. The likelihood of it is, I think it's more towards downside rather than the upside because, again, we're getting this breakout, but there's just no volume. If there's no volume on a breakout, what is it? It's a fake out. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Everyone makes choices to buy entertainment. It's still a tough time for many of us. Let's hope the bull market soon. Yeah. I mean, it's very, very tough right now. But for me, bear markets are where the millionaires are made. Bear markets are where you accumulate. Even if you're not in the crypto market, even if you're just in the traditional market, Bitcoin is where bear markets are where the millionaires are made. You build your portfolio in the bear market. Then once the bull market comes around, that is when your portfolio absolutely explodes. But I always see it that the millionaires are made within the bear market because the smart people are buying up all the risky assets during that bear market at very, very cheap prices, like we're doing here. I'm still DCAing into Bitcoin with every bit of dollars that I get. I am putting it into Bitcoin. Right now, I've sort of slowed down with my DCAing. I am waiting to see if we can go lower, and then I'll start DCAing heavily again. But initially, I'm still buying at these low prices. This is the best time to be buying. This is where you're getting the best discounts that you probably will ever see in your life. So I remember when I first got in, it was during the COVID crash. I didn't have a job at the time because the building site that I was working on, they stopped all work. So I needed a way to make money, and the way to make money was online. And Bitcoin was down. I looked into it. I thought it was really interesting. Before that, I was in the traditional market a little bit, doing a bit of trading there. So I thought, I'll have a play with the crypto market. And as we know, after the COVID crash, we saw a massive, massive pump, and I saw the potential in it. And that's when you've got to capitalize. You've got to capitalize on those massive dumps towards the downside. And this is one that we're in. Now is the time to educate yourself with crypto. Now is the time to be investing into crypto, not panicking and running away from it like a lot of retail investors are going to be doing. A lot of people will probably put money in close to the top of the bull market and maybe 40k, 30k, and they've just run away because they're very, very scared. But what you need to be doing is actually dollar cost average. Obviously, it's not financial advice, but what I would be doing if I bought those very high prices would be dollar cost averaging it down by buying in the bear market. That's how you dollar cost average your position down, and then wait for the bull market. Crypto's not dead. We're in a bear market. Okay, a lot of people are talking about crypto's dead. No, it's not. We're in a bear market. You might as well say that about the traditional market. If you're saying that about Bitcoin, you might as well be saying about that about the traditional market. You might as well be saying the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are dead. It's not dead. We're in a bear market. This is the best time to be accumulating, and it works in cycles: bear market, bull market. It's a continuous cycle. Okay, we have to have bear markets to have the bull markets, and to appreciate the bull markets as well. So yeah, right now still very bearish, but it's the best time to be accumulating. And yeah, hopefully we can get that bull market coming around soon. I do think when the Fed starts to pivot, that we are going to see the price push up. I do think it could take a very long time for the price to get back up to all-time highs. It could take up to 2-3 years until that happens. Maybe it'll be a little bit quicker. Who knows? But I think it would take time to get up to there, back up to all-time highs again, as it usually does. We tend to see the price dump a lot quicker than it pumps. So I would expect it to take at least 2 years to get back to all-time highs. But yeah, we'll see. First of all, we need to establish if we are going lower or if we have already bottomed. For me, it's still looking more bearish because, you know, the breakout that it looks as though we could get today has no volume. So right now, I'm looking at this being a fake out unless we get a massive, massive spike in volume. Where could Bitcoin fall back to on a fake out? So I did mention this. I did say if we get the fake out here with no volume, okay, so no volume, no spike in volume here, then I do anticipate that the price could actually push towards the upside first. Okay, so push towards around $20,300, $400, where I would enter that short position. So looking at this, this here, you know, we've shorted this and we've shorted this. I'd be looking to short that area again, and then I would be looking at the price coming down to maybe the value area low at $18,800, or the daily level at $18,450, which would be in this major support level here. So that's where I would be looking for the price to go. I'd be looking for it to initially go up and then come back down to this major support, where then we can talk about if the price is going to hold this support and maybe come back up to the resistance, or if we're going to break that support and see the price move much, much lower to those bigger targets that we do actually have. And if I do just show you that quickly. So we do actually have the $12,000 target from this bear flag that we did break towards the downside of. That target is actually 12,000. And I still think that that's a realistic target because the DXY, if that pushes towards the upside, I do still think we could potentially top out on the DXY at around 120. That's where that's a major resistance level on the DXY. And if we were to come up to 120 on the DXY, I do think Bitcoin could be down at 12,000, maybe even 10,000. I wouldn't expect a candle at 10,000, but I would expect maybe a wick down to 10,000 if we were to come down there. But yeah, looking at this, if we break this major support level here, the likelihood of it is it's looking very likely that we would come down to 12,000. Reason being, when we break, and if you follow this, if you follow this channel for a while, you know that I've talked about this. Well, once we break a major level, what do? We go straight to the next major level. Or if we hold support at a major level, we go next to them we go straight to the next major level. Perfect example here. We held support here at a major level. Where did we go to? Straight to the next major level here. Okay. Rejection from that major level. Where did we go to? Straight down to the next major level. We broke this major level. Where did we go to? Straight down to the next major level. So if we were to break this major level here, which is the all-time high from 2017, the next major level is actually at $12,000 approximately, which, as you can see, has been major resistance before. So that's why I'm looking at 12,000 being at bottom potentially. If we do get the break of this support on the weekly chart right here, I would expect the price to crash straight down to 12,000 to that next major level. Now, obviously it's not certain, but just looking at this very simple TA, it shows that once we break a level or hold support at a level, what do? We go straight to the next major level. So right now, I'm looking at that potential fake out towards the upside. And yeah, if we do get that, I would expect the price to push a little bit more towards the upside, potentially to $20,300. Where, as I said, I would have my short limit orders at 20,180. I would have one at 20,330, and then one at $20,500 approximately. And then I would hopefully roll that short way down to the value area low, maybe even to the daily level, taking a bit of profit there, leaving a little bit in just to see whether we get a break of the major support level. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Yeah, I will obviously keep you updated with that as well. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn that bell notification on. And yeah, if you haven't liked the video already, please make sure you smash that like button. I do really appreciate it. I can continue to bring you this content, and it does really help me out, and I do really appreciate it. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next live. Thank you for watching.